What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, what in the world did we just witness as
Wow.
the Phoenix Mercury took down the Minnesota Lynx? Mama, what in the world? 89-83. Phoenix was dead in the water, losing by 20, and they
Right?
win the game. What happened, Mama?
The Minnesota Lynx thought they had it because they had that lead and they stopped playing the same way. So when you got a 20-point lead, you think you got that cushion. But see, Phoenix never gave up. They heard the fact that most people thought they ran out of gas on the first game. So they were intentional on not running out of gas and to keep going after the win. When they started really making a push was in that third quarter. Halfway through the third quarter, we saw Phoenix really make a push to get some offense, just get it going. And Minnesota just couldn't match it. They kind of like was a little bit lazier and like they wasn't worried about it because like we were up by 20. Then when it got down to I think it was 11. Then next thing you know it was down by 7. Then the next thing you know was down by 3. Then the next thing you know it was tied. And it was like, are you kidding me? This is a game that Minnesota needed to win, and they should have won easily had they continued to play the same way they did when they started the game. Um, and even Fee with that last shot before they went into overtime, she had an opportunity to win the game. I know it was only I think 3 seconds by the time she took the shot, but if she could just took one more step in, she probably would have been able to get that basket, and it probably wouldn't have went into overtime. But Phoenix had the momentum going into overtime. They made the first 6 points going when they were in overtime, and they never looked back. Minnesota just couldn't match it. Once Phoenix got into that run, when they got it down where they tied that game, they was like, "Oh, we're gonna win this game." There was no doubt in their mind that they were gonna win. So Minnesota just lost this game because of thinking it's yours. Nothing is yours till it's zero. You gotta keep playing the game. I don't care what the score is. It's still game to play. You cannot play with a team like Phoenix that have the big three that can shoot. And Wickham, she was the person that got them in rhythm and kept them going. She was the bunny that wouldn't stop. And when she got Copper, she got that ball in the corner. It was just over. It was just I was like, wow, I couldn't believe my eyes what I was seeing because I just knew Minnesota was going to win this game based on what we saw the first half. But Phoenix, they was like, no, not so fast. We not going nowhere.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what
Uh,
happened.
Fantastic synopsis, Mama. When I think about this game and the awesome comeback, because first of all, Mama, in the first half, I got to tell you, towards the end of the second quarter, I was like, "Come on, Phoenix, this is embarrassing." Like I was so upset. I'm like, "This is about to be over in 3 games." I don't want it to be a sweep. I want to see it to
Right.
go to 5 games. And I was so mad at the Phoenix
Mm-hmm.
Mercury. And I was like, y'all are playing atrocious in that first half, especially in that second quarter.
Yeah.
Alyssa Thomas just everybody in the entire arena, including people on TV, knew where she was passing that basketball. And I believe it was 2 easy steals that Courtney Williams had on Alyssa Thomas because Alyssa Thomas, like, everyone knew what she was doing. Cross court
Right.
pass, you're dead eyeing the person you're passing it to. Like, that was a dumb mistakes, right? We saw dumb shots with Satu Sabli trying to shoot a 3-point shot from like close to half court. And I'm like, what in the
Mm-hmm.
world are you all doing? Dumb mistake after dumb mistake, bad pass after bad shot.
Yep.
And they wound up at one point being down 20 points. And I was like, this is garbage. And I really didn't even want to continue to watch the game. I really didn't. I wanted to pull one of your moves, mama, and stop watching. Because I was like, this is ridiculous. And
Yeah.
then in the third quarter, what did we see? We saw a additional sort of infusion of defense by this Phoenix Mercury team, which led to some massive turnovers. There were 5 turnovers in the third quarter for Minnesota.
Yeah.
With Alana Smith and Courtney Williams just turning it over because we saw increased defensive efficiency by the Phoenix Mercury, and Minnesota, who was smiling and having a good time and joking and all this other stuff in the first half, started looking back and they was like, wait, what's happening? What's happening? Are the Phoenix Mercury coming back? What in the world? And yes, the Phoenix Mercury were coming back because you cannot sleep on teams. Yes, Phoenix Mercury was getting destroyed. But in the game of basketball, what is it, mama? A game of runs.
Yep.
That's what it is. And Phoenix didn't get too down on themselves when everybody basically thought they was out for the count. I thought the game was over at halftime. I really did.
So too. But when they got down to 10 points, I was like, ooh, this is too close for comfort. That's what I was saying. It should have been too close for comfort for Minnesota, to the point there should have been a clarion call to say, hey, we've got to play better. Come on, let's do what we were doing early in the game, because they are coming back. When you cut that lead in half and the time that they did and the way that they did, Minnesota should have been more alarmed. And they should have played better basketball.
I think
I think they were tired in this regard, because they had given so much energy in the first half, and they were just rolling in the first half. They really were. So I think they were out of steam towards the end, especially the last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. You could just see they didn't have the same shot selections like they had earlier part of the game. And the fact that Phoenix went into the overtime with the momentum, you can't change momentum. It's hard to change momentum. And I think Minnesota knew they were in trouble when they went into the overtime. But wasn't much they could do about it, because they didn't even make a shot until I think it was almost two minutes left in the game before they made the first shot in overtime.
Yeah.
So Phoenix did their job.
They did their job.
They needed to get this one. They needed to get this one so they can go back home and at least have a chance of getting another one. They need to split this pair. So I'm good with because again, both of these teams are good. Of course, I want Minnesota to go to the finals, but I like Phoenix as well. So both of these teams are good. I like a lot of their players on both sides. So, I'm rooting for one team, but I'm rooting for the other team as well. But I'm rooting for great play. So it was it became a competition in that third quarter, is when we saw a competitive game in the third quarter. Up until then, it wasn't. So
yeah, and speaking of competitive, mama, that fourth quarter, I just want to talk about that fourth quarter real quick, because yes, the momentum started in the third quarter, but the fourth quarter, we saw the Phoenix Mercury down by 8 coming into the fourth quarter. They had already started a resurgence. And then we started to see 3-point buckets be made. Up until the fourth quarter, it was really Minnesota who was just knocking down the threes. But in the fourth quarter, Satu Sabali, boom, bang, 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 3-point bucket. Then Sammy Whitcomb starts to get into action. And then DeWanna Bonner makes her first bucket of the playoffs, which we're going to talk about DeWanna Bonner later, because what in the world? But she makes a bucket. Satu Sabali comes back with another 3-point bucket. And then Sammy Whitcomb, right after that, another 3-point bucket. And all of a sudden, mama, What was a 20-point lead comes to a 3-point lead by the Minnesota Lynx. And then it continued from there. Satu Sabli ends up scoring again. K-Mac makes a 3. And it just gets a bit fun. It gets a bit fun. We head to... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Say they missed the call with Bonner fouling.
Yeah, they did. Fee. They did miss that call.
They missed that call. And I think had they called it and Fee went to the line, I think Minnesota
game would have been over.
Had a, huh?
I think the game would have been over.
Yeah. So that and it was to me it looks like Bonner was trying to foul her almost. And it was like, wait a minute, was she trying to foul her? Did she incidentally foul her? But either way, they didn't call it. But to me, I guess if they don't call a foul, then she can't do a review, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
But in this game, we see the amazing Sammy Wickham, the Australian, on her first 3-point attempt with just seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. The Phoenix Mercury are down by 3.
That was a shot.
Sammy Wickham, air ball. Who gets the rebound? Alyssa Thomas. Alyssa Thomas, I think, passes it to Dewana Bonner, who passes it to Satu Sabli, who passes it to Sammy Wickham, who Alana Smith jumps right in front of. Alana Smith is in the air. So what does Sammy Wickham do? Escape dribble. Goes to the left.
Yep.
Gets a quick shot up. Drains it. Hit. Splash. And just like that, Mama, and Nafisa Collier ended up missing that step back jumper. That step back jumper that Nafisa attempted with like not even a second left to go in the game, that was her shot. She just missed.
I know, that's her normal shot. That's a normal shot.
Sometimes you just miss shots that you know you normally should make and yada, yada, yada. But then we went over to overtime, and then it was kind of over from there. Mama, I don't know if you remember this, but during the game, towards the end, we saw Nafisa and AT get into it a little bit. And and it was, they were, talking to each other in a, probably not so nice way. And Alyssa Thomas turned around, had the biggest smile on her face, Mama. Yeah, the biggest smile. And that's when I knew it was over.
Yep.
Alyssa Thomas has like the most, like, she is smiling at the craziest times, right? She gets into it with somebody and is just cheesing. Or she knocks somebody down and is just smiling up the wazoo. And when Alyssa Thomas is smiling, it's kind of over. Because Alyssa Thomas is always upset about something. She's always mad about something. Yeah. So when she is smiling and looking like she's laughing, it's over. And it was.
But what about those down the stretch free throws that she made?
Yeah. AT is not known as a great free throw shooter, but she was knocking them free throws down overall.
Yep.
Overall, this Phoenix Mercury team attempts 13 free throws. They make 10 of their free throws today, with AT being the bearer of the majority of those free throw shots, and she was absolutely doing her thing in this game. We saw 19 points for Alyssa Thomas, 13 rebounds, 8 rebounds. She goes 7 of 10 from the free throw line. Alyssa Thomas, yes, she did make a ton of mistakes, had 4 very costly turnovers in this game, but when it mattered the most, she got the job done. She was the one who got the game-saving rebound to get it in overtime. Right? Sammy Wickham does not get that second attempt at a 3-point shot if not for Alyssa Thomas. Right. And then Alyssa Thomas, towards the end of the game, she helps to seal the game with her physical play and also her free throws. Getting the job done and helping to spoil Nafisa Collier's birthday. Happy birthday, Nafisa. Your gift is a L. It's an L for your team that you can
But
share.
again, it was we every time we look at these type of games, we always say the same thing. When you take your foot off the gas, you allow the other team to get back in it. And all they had to do in the third quarter was play the same way they played the whole half. That's all they had to do, and the game would have been theirs. Because if they had got a 35-point lead, the way they were playing, they could have got a 35-point lead, the way they were playing. But 20 points is not enough points for a team that can score and can shoot 3-pointers. That's not a lot of points.
Yep.
And you got 20 minutes to go. You cannot allow them to even think they can get back in the game. And that's what they did. So now it's going to be up to Minnesota to at least get one of these games in Phoenix in order for them to move on to the final. And that may be a little bit hard in Phoenix.
It's I tell you, Mama, it's gonna be fun to watch. I
It's
can
a
care
series
less.
now.
I can care less what happens, but I just know I want to see games exactly like this one
Like
we just
this.
watched. Like,
It's a series now,
yes,
as they say.
it's a series.
now.
Personally, I did not want Minnesota to win today's game. Not because I dislike Minnesota, not because I want Phoenix to make it out this round. I don't care. But what I want is 5 games. I want this to go to 5 games, and I just knew if Minnesota won today, I didn't see the Phoenix Mercury winning 2 games at home. And I was like, man, this is going to be over in 3 games, maybe 4. That's boring. I wanted to go to 5 games. I don't care who wins, but I care about 5 games. And even the other series with Indiana and Las Vegas, I wanted to go to 5 games. I don't care who wins. It doesn't matter. 5 games, and I want it to go down to the wire. And then let the best team win. Whatever happens, happens.
You want real competition all the way through the playoff. Yes. That's what you want. And 5 games will ensure that that's real competition, meaning that they're going at it to the point that anybody can win any given game. That's the way you want it. So I understand that. But these kind of games are the games that show that everybody can get got. That's what
any and everybody. And today it was Napheesa Collier and the Minnesota Lynx number. And yes, I did say Napheesa's gift is a box. She opens up the box. Inside the box is a giant L. That's what she got today. Her team lost. And hey, it is what it is. I think it's kind of funny to spoil someone's birthday by giving them the L. But Napheesa, she played well.
Yeah, she played well. It wasn't on her.
And Mama, overall, the big 3 from Minnesota did pretty good. 24 points for Napheesa Collier. K-Mac with 21 points. Courtney Williams with 20 points, 9 assists for Courtney Williams. But for Phoenix, we saw Kat Westbeld knocking down buckets, including 2 big 3-pointers. We saw Sammy Whitcomb knocking down 3 big 3-pointers in today's game. We saw Satu Sabali get her licks back, basically. That's what she was doing. In today's game, she was like, you know what? I played terrible in game 1. Let me give you 24 points. Let me give you 9 rebounds. Let me give you 5 3-point buckets. Big 3-point shots in the 4th quarter. Let me make this thing happen. And then the maestro of it all, Alyssa Thomas, ends up helping to seal the deal for her team. DeWanna Bonner does much of nothing, but she played decoy in today's game, and so that's something, you know.
Her long arms was enough to upset different players. Her arms was helping in getting those steals. So she did something. Well, she did something. She didn't give them offense, but she was a pest with her arms. I'm just saying, her arms were a pest. They're so long. But Carlton didn't really do anything. You know,
Yeah,
uh,
it's yeah. Bridget Carlton,
Atlanta did,
BC only had two
yeah,
points in today's game. Atlanta Smith,
yeah,
I thought Atlanta Smith played great.
she did.
13 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Did you see all them blocks that she had in this game?
Yeah,
Ended up with three
I did.
blocks.
And she was running the floor too.
Yeah.
She was running the floor. So I mean, they did their job. Their bench didn't give them much. I would say their bench didn't give them much, and Carlton didn't give them much. So
Mm-hmm.
that may have been the factor
Yeah.
when they
Only
usually can do on their
only
bench.
3 points for the bench scoring
Shepherd,
for Minnesota.
was it a Shepherd?
That was Shepard. Yeah. Just
So
3 points.
normally she
They are
would get,
absolutely missing DJ Carrington, Mama. They're
yeah,
missing her
they
so bad.
yeah. Yeah, and that's the reason why they got her, because they knew they would need her down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
In games like this, she would be an X factor for them. Um, but unfortunately, she's not available. So Heidemann didn't really do much today. Um, so they have to
Yeah, and,
get it
that, and
together
that's
because
pretty rare. That's pretty rare
it
for
is
her
for
to
her.
have a game where she
Yeah,
wasn't very effective. Um,
yeah.
but but hey, I tell you this, Mama.
Hmm.
Game 3, you better watch out for Natisha Heidemann. She's not having
I
two
know.
bad games in a row. Like I
No,
don't believe that's gonna happen for her. So Phoenix better look out for Natisha Heidemann. I tell you that.
it's going. I think it's going to be an exciting game for Game 3. Kind of like because Game 1 started out very well um,
Mm-hmm.
for Phoenix and Minnesota in Game 1. That first half was not bad at all. Remember, they didn't really even have to call any fouls. They were just running up and down the floor, shooting and scoring, shooting and scoring. That's what they were doing. Um, so that's what I think Game 3 is going to be, somewhat like this, at least starting out, and then we'll see. I think that third quarter is going to be the turning point for Game 3,
Yeah.
because if Minnesota is tired, you're going to see it. Uh, Especially if they have to play so hard to stay in the game, you're going to see it. And Phoenix is going to have their crowd in it, which is going to give them some energy, which your crowd should do that. So it's going to be a good game.
I
But it
I
really is a series now. It's a series.
it's a series, Mama. People are saying that
Yeah.
Friday is going to be a movie. I agree. I think it's going to be must see TV.
Hmm.
And that's gonna be something that I just can't wait, Mama. I want to see games of consequence. I wanted to see it go down to the wire, and
Hmm.
that's what we had an opportunity to see today. And I loved
Yeah.
it. It looked like it was over, right?
Yeah. It looked like it.
And
It sure did.
just when you thought it was over, what did the Phoenix Mercury do, Mama? They
Got Sammy Wickham.
turned it around, Mama.
She, I was like, woo, that was a dagger, though.
they
That was a dagger of a shot.
they turned that thing around, Mama. And oh man, I loved it. I love this game so much.
Mhm.
And I was like, hey man, we got
And
a
she was
series.
ready too. She was ready. She was ready to play. I mean, to show what she could do. She was ready. That's why they kept her in most of the fourth quarter, it seemed,
Mm-hmm.
because they needed her offense, and they was using her as a decoy too, because you had to guard her.
Yeah,
You
because
had to guard her.
Sammy
You
can
couldn't let
man, Sammy can knock down them threes. I'm just saying.
Yep, 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 yep. And Satu got back in her rhythm,
She
and when she
sure
gets in
did.
her rhythm, oh, look out, look out. Mm.
Yeah,
And then
it was fun to
do that.
watch. All right,
It
Mama.
was.
So we need to hop off and watch the Indiana versus Vegas game. But any last words about this game? Any lessons learned about this game? Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Lesson learned, don't take your foot off the gas. If you're winning, keep doing what you're doing. Whatever got you there in that spot where you're winning in your head, you got to keep doing. So even if that's what Phoenix does on Friday, whoever has the advantage, they have to learn to keep the advantage so that they can win the game, because either team can come back and win. So
Mm-hmm.
it's anybody's game.
It's anyone's game, and as I said before, the message for the playoffs is mental fortitude.
You
And
sure
what
did say.
did the Phoenix Mercury have in today's game? Mental fortitude. Can you
Yep.
withstand hardship and still keep the pace and increase the pace and ultimately end
Mhm.
up getting the win? Can you withstand hard times and come out the other side the victor? And that is exactly what we saw today. And
Yes.
I just love it, man. This is why the WNBA is the best for
Yeah.
games like this.
Yeah. And I do love the fact that the rest was really not a factor in today's game.
Yeah,
They
I
missed
thought
one or
they
two
did a pretty
calls,
good
but
job.
they were really on it. So I really like that. In the playoffs, we don't need that distraction, and they were not a distraction today. Like I said, they missed one or two calls, but that's not a big deal
Mm-hmm.
in comparison to what they have done in the past, where they missed a bunch of calls on both sides. Well, they were just doing their job. I
Yeah.
love it.
All right.
I love it.
Well, thank you all, awesome people of the internet, for joining us as we talked about the Phoenix Mercury coming back from a 20-point deficit to take down the Minnesota Lynx. The final score is 89 Phoenix Mercury, 83 Minnesota Lynx. All right, me and Mama are going to hop off. We're going to
Mhm.
go to the beginning of Aces versus Indiana. We're going to fast forward through all the commercials, and we will meet y'all right back here right after the game's over. As always, thank you so much, Mama. You are amazing.
All right, thank you, baby. I'll see you in a little bit.
Bye, guys.